So I think I'm doing a little bit better in vocal work today than I have been recently. I went on a pretty heavy recording binge for a while there, and by the end of it, I was just shot to hell. I was not doing that well. This isn't as easy as it seems, especially when, believe it or not, there's been a lot of difficulties with this playthrough behind the scenes, with a couple of times where I've had to do some clever editing because I've lost footage and things like that. So, even though I know this is a little late to say this, I apologize. Hopefully you haven't really noticed anything too scrupulous in the presentation. But I'm glad that towards the end of this journey, things are coming along nicely. Akinari, it's time to hit one more rank up. We're running out of time, and I don't mean your life, sadly, I mean the game.
Sup, dude?
It must be crystal clear by now why I framed the Sun's social link to take place over November, December, January. Since his social link is ultimately about finding the meaning of life, it's pretty fitting given what we now know about the coming fall. I mean, before, the Death social link, the Sun social link with its theme of death was pretty fitting because we obviously had to deal with a lot of deaths throughout the game. The death of Shinjiro, of Mitsuru's father, Chidori. But now that we're all facing our own mortality, it seems to be the most fitting of all. I'm really glad that the Koromaru walk function is allowing us to see some of these social links that we haven't seen since maxing them out. They're not gone, I mean, they're still around, but we have other people to see and spend time with. So luckily the walk function is reminding us of them. I also realized that in last night's mentioning of people who have died, I left off Ikutsuki by a complete mistake. But that's totally okay because he was a dirtbag. And if any one of those 4 people deserved to die, it was him. So, screw you too, Ikutsuki.
Oh, hey!
That's actually my goal right now, is to have all of January fly by, since we're really just wrapping things up at this point. What I really like about that last event with Nozomi is, for one, we actually get to see a little bit of the main character's personality outside of my decisions that affect the game. It was out of my control whether or not we were going to look after Nozomi when those suspicious people were following him, but the main character decided to do it anyway, out of the goodness of his heart. So the cult is apparently responsible for those posters, and I believe that's the same cult that Nozomi belongs to. They all seem to have something to say about the cult. Wow, the game is really pushing the cult. My friend Nozomi, apparently. Yeah, it is weird. Koromaru, the cult. Oh, see, he smells the cult. That's what he's smelling. Winter vacation will soon be over, and I've never actually been more excited to go back to school. There are things that must be taken care of there. For one, we need to wrap up Mitsuru's social link. We haven't been able to do that since pre-Christmas. Alright, let's head on over to Polonium Mall. Now that Nozomi's at rank 9, he's going to want a day of doing nothing before we can max him out. Well, the seating has changed just a little bit, but I imagine... Oh, they don't have anything to say about the cult this time. How wonderful. Sure, why not? Yeah, I was joking. Way to pick that up, Junpei. Okay, now it's just how the school will be affected by the cult. Wonderful. Oh, please say something about the school and cult. Aw, man, I was hoping she was going to be like, the students might be affected by the brainwashing as well. You know, probably to go to whatever version of heaven is for them. That's usually what cult members want. That's not good. Well, I guess we can just go on and go to bed. I guess it's pretty clear by now that with the fall being imminent, the town is even in more danger. Incidents are on the rise. Let's hurry up and get to Polonium Mall to wrap up this social link once and for all. I never said that the Moon social link was necessarily good or well written. I mean, it's certainly not the type of social link that, I don't know, say Fuka's was, or the way Kenji's was, or whatever your favorite social link has been up to this point. But it's very bizarre, and it's awkward. I find a lot of humor in it, for one, so that's why I do like it. And to be honest, it's a bit of a mess. For all the crazy shit that Nozomi is mixed up in, I'm not gonna lie, he's a little delusional. He has a bit of an inferiority complex compared to whatever his little brother is or was, or whatever the deal is with that. But we do learn things through the Moon social link. One, I like that, I already said, we get to see a little bit of the main character's own personality independent of the player's decisions. And we get to learn a little bit more about the backstory of the final conflict in the game, the fall, and the cult, and how it's affecting the town. So, I like the Moon social link for that point. It is a good plot driver.
Welcome back.
We already reached the top of Tartarus. All hail Makoto Yuki, the new gourmet king! The ultimate payoff of that social link. But seriously, that's a bit of a cliche ending. Though it isn't necessarily invaluable. Be yourself, everyone. Even if you're a bit of an awkward doofball, just be yourself. That's what Nozomi needs to learn to do. I feel a little bad for turning down Mitsuru because technically we don't have anything planned for today. We have an errand to run and an event to take part in, but we don't actually have any event that will consume time. At the end of the day, I'll just end up returning to the dorm to make time pass. So let's head on out to Polonium Mall to take care of what I have planned. So first what I need is to commission a new weapon, and I just forgot that it doesn't matter which one I pick. And where is... Oh, do I not have it? I suppose I don't. How about that? Well, let's go to the Velvet Room then. See, when I was in Tartarus a few nights back, or I guess a week now, that was what, New Year's night? I meant to stock up on the persona I would need, but it looks like I have forgotten one. Let's look at the compendium. And I don't remember which arcana it is. But we'll find it eventually. It's definitely one of the strongest. You'd think by now I'd have this remembered. No. Judgment? Yeah, Lucifer. There we go. So I want another Lucifer blade commissioned for myself. I've been meaning to get these done. I've been coming to Polonium Mall so much to hang out with Nozomi, but I just see Nozomi's beautiful face on that bench, and I keep forgetting to go to this stupid antique shop. Alright, just give her any one of these, and give her Lucifer. Alright, now that that's done, we're pretty much done for today. Again, I feel a little bad about, declining Mitsuru's invite, but I'm on a schedule here, and I don't know how how the event of getting points today with Mitsuru would have changed my schedule, so I had to pass.
hey!
So today is the final day of vacation. We will be going to school tomorrow. It looks like nothing's changed with our teammates. So we'll head on up to bed, and January GeckoCon starts tomorrow. A very important thing will actually start tomorrow, and I'm looking very forward to participating in it.
Hey, you busy? Could you come with me for a sec? Oh, it's no big deal. Come on, man. It'll just take a few minutes. Let's go to the rooftop. Hey, we've really never had a chance to talk, have we? It's almost coming of age day, you know? I used to just think of it as a day off. But now, I wonder if I'm even gonna live long enough to celebrate it. Yeah, I guess you're right. It's been pretty weird around here lately. People have been passing out, others have gone missing. Dude, it's crazy. Senpai said it's because there are too many shadow victims and the memory revision can't keep up. It's all gotta be because of this Nyx. Oh, and have you heard about that Doomsday cult? They've been running around town telling everyone they see that the end of the world is coming. Man, we need to do something, and quick. But it's not just Nyx, you know. 2 members of Strega are still alive. They haven't done anything yet, but I know they've got to be planning something. And we need to take care of them, too. Wow. Becoming such good friends that I'd trust you with my life. I never would have imagined that happening last spring. But then again, I never thought it would come to this. You know, I don't think it's completely hit me yet. It's just all so hard to believe. But that doesn't mean we should just sit around and wait for it to happen. You're pretty cool, man. That thing was inside you for 10 years, and you harnessed its power and made it your own. I'm glad I met you. It's embarrassing to say it, but that's really how I feel. We'll always be friends, right? I mean, even after this is all over?
Oh man, there's so much to talk about with this day that I would feel remiss to just jump into what I have scheduled. First of all, going back all the way to before I left for school this morning. First of all, Persona 3, there's no such thing as a third semester. The word semester is, derivative of semi 2. Can't have 3 semesters. It's like having 3 halves of something. Second, credit to, well, maybe it was in the Japanese print, but Atlas USA for the very funny dialogue overhearing the students gossiping this morning of, oh, it doesn't matter, the fall's coming. So what about homework? It's like, haha, that's a good one. That's a good one, Persona 3. I like it a lot. I also shudder to think how many fellow American players potentially got the quiz wrong during class about proper use of contractions and apostrophes. Shame on you if you get that wrong. Shame on you if you don't use the proper its or the proper there. Shame on you. And finally, the rooftop scene with Junpei. Okay, I've taken it hard on Junpei, and I apologize. But I will point to that scene with Junpei as evidence that somewhere in writing the story for this game, the director Katsura Hashino and his team knew that they went a little too far with Junpei, so they had to have this scene to kind of make it up to the main character and to the player just a little bit. Really, the only scene that's like that with any other member of C's, where it's not initiated by the player. It doesn't have anything to do with a social link or the player manually reaching out to a character. It just happens automatically in the story. The only other scene I can think of that is on that level would be when the main character goes to see Yukari when she runs away by herself at Yakushima at night. That's the only other scene I can think of that is like that. So, the fact that Junpei has this kind of scene where Mitsuru doesn't have a scene like that, Akihiko doesn't, neither does Ken or anyone else. Maybe Aigis does or doesn't, we still have some game to go. But it says a lot that Junpei was supposed to be the friend character, and they kind of needed to write that scene in somewhere near the end of the game to, make up for some of the lines that Junpei has crossed, some of the less than stellar moments he's had in the game. Anyway, moving on. I said, going to bed last night, that today is a big day. This is a day that I have been looking forward to for the entire game. And I suppose there's no harm in mentioning this, but we're about to start a social link that I think it's fair was not in the original Persona 3. My biggest reason, the biggest reason why I would want to play Persona 3 FES The Journey versus the original print of P3, which I do own, is for this social link. This social link makes FES the definitive game. Well, technically this is also in Persona 3 Portable, but it makes FES always worth playing over the original P3, and that would be Aigis' social link. I haven't shied away from saying when I like a social link, when I think a social link is a little under par. So not to build things up too much here, but Aigis does have my favorite social link in the game. It can only be started in January, and I've been looking forward to it the entire game.
Where have you been?
Yay! We have the Aeon Arcana. I believe that's how it's pronounced. Aeon. Now, technically, I don't know a lot about my my tarot arcana, but I believe that's not in the proper 20 or 21, whatever it is. But nevertheless, that is Aegis' social link, and we have started it. Again, the game even kind of, tips its hat towards it, saying it's the new arcana, as in it wasn't in the original Persona 3. And at the very beginning of the game, if you choose to hear what has been changed from Persona 3 to Persona 3 FES, it will tell you that this is... No, excuse me. It doesn't tell you that Aegis is the new social link. It just says that a special social link has been added to the game. I believe that's the wording it chooses. That's cute. Junpei has brought up a good point today and tonight. Strega's still out there, and that is still a looming threat that must be contended with. Ooh, it's so tempting. She's right there. The game just shoves it in your face. Spend time with Aegis. It's January. You should definitely do it. But I have another girly poo that I'm working on, and that's Mitsuru. Mitsuru is still just a little halfway past her midway point, or whatever. Halfway done with her social link, I believe. I think she's at rank 6. So even though Aegis is very tempting, and we're running out of time, we gotta wrap these up, we still have to work on Mitsuru as well.
Sup, dude?
Is Mitsuru growing on you at all? Now I know I'm over here hyping up Aigis, saying like, ooh, Aigis this, Aigis that. But let me say that the reason I'm excited for Aigis' social link and getting to spend some quality time with her is different than, say, why the average male player may greatly enjoy spending time with, say, Mitsuru, or Yukari, or Fuka, or the other two girls that aren't on the team. Just want to throw that out there. It's a little different than those two. To be honest, I haven't been giving Mitsuru her due credit just yet. I don't want it to make it seem like, oh, Mitsuru's social link, let's just skim past that. No, not at all. I like Mitsuru's social link a whole lot. In fact, I would say out of the traditional girls in the game, Mitsuru arguably best social link. It's very well written and it's going to get better, so keep watching. Another Sunday. There aren't many of these left in the game, but there are enough. So let's head on out to Naganaki Shrine and work on our second half of the game's Sunday social link.
Sup, dude?
Sadly, Akanari seems to be declining in health, but hopefully we will get the conclusion of his story, both literally the story he's writing and his story in Persona 3, before we have to say goodbye to him. Koromaru, can you go for a walk maybe? You can. Alas, we have yet another holiday. It is Coming of Age Day in Japan. I don't really know what that entails, but I'm sure the children there must love not having to go to school on January 11th, or maybe it's the second Monday of every year. I don't know. Now, this doesn't really do much for us. If we still had non-school social links that could be completed during weekdays, this would be really helpful, but we don't. But there is an errand we can run. Now let's first go pick up that weapon I had commissioned. So I can also have another one made for future use. That's not for the playthrough, it's just for me. That is for future playthroughs. Sorry that you have to deal with my personal time here. I can also go to pharmacy. I don't know if we've ever even been here, because I've never really needed the items due to being overpowered, and plus you find a lot in Tartarus as it is. But this is the pharmacy, and you just buy consumables. I believe this super cat food was for one of Elizabeth's quests. So I can just buy a bunch of stuff I may want. Why not? I have over 8 million yen. Yeah, this stuff isn't really that great. I'm actually carrying a persona. No, I guess maybe I threw it out. I did have a persona that had the ability to revive characters, but I don't know if I still have it, so I'll just pick up a few revival beads. And we're done for today.
Hello.
I don't think any of us want that. That's right, our senpai are very close to finishing their high school careers. Hopefully they get the chance to do that before, they die, because the fall is supposed to happen in like 3 weeks. Let's see if the second year students are up here on the second floor. I imagine they are, sure enough. What is it that is the cult's message? Make America great again. Boy, Persona 3 is pushing the cult harder than the Silent Hill movie pushed the Order.